Hello everybody, my name is Marianne. I'm from Little Country Kitchen is my channel, and I am going to talk about the invitation of the collaboration that Jess from Roots and Refuge told us about books on finding reliable resources, as she so called it. So I'm going to go over a few of those. First two that come to mind that I listened to on Audible. The first one is Dirt to Soil. That's a really awesome book. I've heard other people recommend that. And I believe Jess is actually the one who got me started on that one, and I loved listening to that while I was out working in my garden. And I especially loved how he learned that doing crops the traditional way, because he inherited one of his farms and then he bought another one. Anyway, I digress. The author was talking about how he lost crops 4 years in a row, and it was like God's intervention on showing him that because those crops laid there and decomposed into the ground, it actually built his soil, his dirt into soil, and it was better. And so he even did one time of just tossing out a whole bunch of like 17 different types of row crops and other types of crops just to see how it would perform. So Dirt to Soil is a great one. I highly recommend that. Then another one I really loved was mini farming. And this author talked about how to mini farm on like a 1/4 acre. And I'm basically on a 1/4 acre here. And so I have these 1, 2, 3 4-foot by 16-foot garden beds. And then I have two 16-foot by 18-inch garden beds with the cattle panels that I can grow vertically. And I guess I could technically grow vertically on these two if I put stuff in the middle, which is technically what I did, especially on that far one. You see my dead tomato plant over there. I stopped watering, so they're dead now. And I am gonna put, me and my husband, I'm finally, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Hang on. Okay, I'm digressing. So the next one is the polyface design. This is awesome. Joe Salatin and Chris Slattery, and then before it was written by Justin Rhodes. I especially love the chicken section because I do have chickens, as you can see, and I would, when we move to our bigger property, which is 4 acres, I would love to do the mini brooder and the egg mobile. So that's an awesome resource for anybody who's wanting to homestead. And yes, if you grow your own garden, you are a homesteader. Adding chickens and any other animals is just a bonus. This one I so love because it reminds me of when I grew up in my childhood and my mother. It's called the Folk Remedy Encyclopedia. She's, anytime it's like, oh, I have a sore throat or I have a headache or blah, 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 she would go to a book like this, not necessarily this specific one, look it up, find a remedy as opposed to an over-the-counter medicine, and figure it out. So, like for instance, oh, licorice. That comes, anyway, find one of those that you like. This one is probably my more favorite one. It's the Medicinal Gardening Handbook, because I want to grow like, oh, who do I love? It's the Honeystead. She's awesome. She has so much. I want to grow my own herbal plants, even if it's just peppermint, spearmint, chamomile. I mean, this one's awesome. It talks about the 12 wild herbs, like yarrow, dandelion. Dandelion is really awesome because did you know that dandelion is actually all 3 representations of the sun, the moon, and the stars? Yeah. When it's nice, big, and yellow, obviously it's the sun. And when it turns into the little puffy white ball that you used to blow as a little kid, that's the moon. And then when the little seeds are blowing away, those are the stars. So I just love that one. The next one is the Complete Guide to Saving Seeds. 322 vegetables, herbs, flowers, and fruits, trees, and shrubs. And it comes with pictures. So I love pictures, right? Who doesn't like pictures? So you know what it looks like, what the seed is supposed to look like, germination, all that kind of thing. This is an awesome resource. Then, last on gardening is this Garden Permaculture. How to grow a food forest and be self-sufficient in your backyard. You might recognize that face. Okay, so let me tell you the chapter. So I would recommend this one to anyone who is starting a garden, or even if you're a couple years into it, you could definitely learn stuff. So let me tell you the chapters. It's the microbiome of the soil, pollinators, permaculture gardening, how to grow a food forest, so like the 7 layers of an edible food forest and how to create it, multi-purpose plants like green manure, 10 multi-purpose plants, so I go into the actual plant details, and then 13 kitchen herbs and medicinal plants that I would love to grow in my garden. I just need to expand and do better at putting them in my green stock. Composting, the difference between anaerobic, aerobic, and vermicomposting. And then the winter hotbed greenhouse. Yay, I'm so excited. That's what I was going to tell you. So over on that far end, I am going to put, we finally got 2 pallets from my husband's other business. And they're huge. They're like 16-foot pallets. And they're like 44 inches tall. So they probably are a little bit too tall. I want to maybe cut them down. We'll see if my husband lets me. Or I'm just going to do it without telling him. And then be like, hey, this is what we're doing. So, but anyway, one of the chapters is about a winter hotbed greenhouse. And I'm finally going to be making it and putting it in my garden. And so we were going to do 2, but I suggested if instead of keeping the pallet on the bottom, we make it the wall. Because it just really does no good to put on the bottom. It's not like we're going to move it. If once we do break it down or start over, we'll just take off a wall, put all that compost in all these other beds, and that's what we do. Then the next chapter is top 18 fruits and vegetables, and then the next one is why chickens and rabbits are amazing, and then mushroom magic for the garden on how to grow mushrooms in straw, detoxify soil, that kind of thing. And there are a few images in here. One specifically about what a chicken does, I remember, and then there are some, it's all black and white, there are some recipes that I put images in there, like this one's elderberry syrup, so, which is yummy. I have some in my fridge right now. Okay, so that's all the garden stuff, and as far as cooking, I love my Instapot. I probably bought in 3 in the past 20 years, and because the previous one has died, because I've used it that much. And I probably don't go a day of cooking. I don't cook every single day, but when I do cook, I usually use my Instapot because I love throwing in rice. I love steaming potatoes in there. It's super easy to steam for 20 minutes, no matter how many potatoes are in there in the steamer basket. But I am wanting to do more healthy cooking and more baking, so then I bought this book from Jordan Page. It's called Shelf Cooking 101, and as you can see, I've already marked everything that I want to do. Like, I love that all the conversions and substitutions are in here. The fruit salsa is in here. That sounded yummy. A Mexican inspired dishes. So it's like build your own recipes. It's like, here are the ingredients and then just pick some of these. And then you can make it different every single time. So this is great if you have, like, you know, a Mexican night, like, you know, Tuesday Tex-Mex or whatever you want to call it. And then she has, of course, make your own pizza. And then what she calls naked recipes. So this one is like 20 ways to prepare chicken breasts. And then she has a section on pork and roast beef and ground beef. And then potatoes, and oh, doesn't that look yummy, those potatoes? Anyway, and I definitely want to try this rustic bread, because it looks awesome. And, yeah, I don't think she even needed it, which is why I like it, because I'm impatient. Like, the first type of bread that I made was actually soda bread. It's very popular in the UK, and I saw Paul Hollywood bake it, so I was baking it not enough. It needs to be really crusty brown, but you don't have to let it rise at all. You can just, it has like 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and then boom, you have bread in like 45 minutes after it's done baking. And then I am actually going to make this homemade barbecue sauce because that looks awesome. And that's my next video I'm going to put up, actually. And let's see. Oh, these fry bread tacos. Those look really awesome too. So we're going to try some new stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this collaboration of reliable resources. Jess, that's such a great idea. I did send you a package of jam, Jess. I hope you got it. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, all the above. Whenever those happen. All right, well, Christmas, obviously, we know when. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I rambled on for over 10 minutes. Okay, well, we'll see you on the next one, probably next week.